Hello! Hi! Hello to all my dragons in the north, south, east, and west. How y'all doing out there? How y'all feeling? Y'all reading anything? Y'all reading any good books? Let me tell you what I'm reading. Bam! Some manga. Bam! Some manga. Bam! Bam! Some manga. I love manga. Manga makes me genuinely happy at any time of day. Welcome to the Melanindragon channel. Today, I decided I was going to make a video about manga. I made a video recently about my top 10 favorite anime of all time. I feel like my list there was a little bit biased, but I'm gonna be honest, it was my list. Get over it. But I did think out this list very thoroughly. So my top 5 manga, and the reason that these are the top 5 manga is because these are actually a little bit more in depth for me because I read a lot of manga. If you're not sure what manga is Japanese comics as opposed to just normal like DC comics, Marvel comics. As I did in my last video, I'm going to talk about some honorable mentions. I only have 2 honorable mentions, so yeah, there's that. Number 1 in my honorable mentions is Blue Exorcist. Blue Exorcist is this beautiful manga. I will never know the artist's name, I'm so sorry, but it's this beautiful manga about this Japanese boy who finds out that he has a very powerful connection to the devil amongst a society of demon hunters. The powers are very crazy, the way that they do all this stuff in the anime is crazy, and actually the story and the relationships are really great. And I love this one because I really like the art style. I love that manga. It's a really good manga. If you want to check it out, check it out. But it is only honorable mentions because it's just not as up there as these other mangas are. Number 2 on my 2 honorable mentions, Bleach. I don't know why I drew a whole blank for Bleach. Bleach is the second of my honorable mentions. I am currently reading Bleach from the beginning, and it's so vastly different than when I started watching Bleach. I've never watched or read Bleach from the beginning, but I know most of the story because I started when they got the Hueco Mundo and they started going on. I love the main character Ichigo. I love swords, love samurai, love everything. If you watch my anime video, you know I'm really into samurai anything, so, which is really weird because I don't really have a top 10, top 5 manga that has anything to do with really much swordplay as a specific fighting style, but that's beyond the point. The power systems are amazing. The way they treat soul, the soul concept of fighting is very interesting and intriguing. Powers aren't very linear and straightforward. There's something a little bit more in depth about it. The illustrations, mind bending. This man, I think his name is Kubo. He just has a way with how he structures his characters, and he makes you think certain ways about a character that you don't expect to completely flip on his head. So I'm not really going to talk about the main story that much, but the last part of the manga series that was still finishing up when the Bleach show originally kind of ended is now being animated, and it should be out by closer to my birthday. It's always a good anime around my birthday. So I'm excited for that because I actually know the entire ending of the show. But now I'm reading it from the beginning and I'm like, wow, this is a really in-depth manga. All right, let's start. The top 5. These mangas are very specific because most of them are finished. A manga being finished meaning I know the entire story. So I have no reason to really question how much I love it or if there's missing pieces or details that I need to think about. Because if they are, they've been left out for a reason or they were just never brought up again. I'm gonna start with number 5. Number 5 is Toriko. If you have not read this, it is a Shonen Jump manga. It's so cool. It's so cool. It's on that level of my top 2 anime Food Wars, where it kind of has this world that is encompassed around the concept of the best and most elite amount of food, but it takes a very action approach. Toriko is a legendary man of 4 king emperor gourmet hunters in a world where food is everything. Food is more than your expenses. Food is more than life. This manga is really out there. A lot of stuff happens, but the battles, the sequences, the power structures are so incredible. The things that I love the most about this anime is that they set you up to know that there's always something more powerful ahead. There's always something that's just out there in the world of like, yo, like something jacked is coming, something bad is coming, and we all know it's coming, but we don't know what they're gonna do to really finalize that. And it's incredible. But I love the story, I love the drive, I love the second character, Komatsu. He's the chef who's really weak at the beginning, but he becomes strong in his own way. But I always love those kind of like adventure type stories where they have to find something, or they find specific items, or they find a specific thing that they're going for, and they have to get these 3 things to get it. Those type of things, those type of video games, those type of stuff, they really tug at me for some reason. I don't know why. Okay, number 4. Number 4 is a good one. Number 4 is a really good one. It is One Piece. So One Piece is one of the longest running mangas and anime of all time. The main character, Luffy, is just amazing, and I love him, and it's very clear how they structure Luffy around him being of a significant character. This is actually crazy because I got this from Kinukunaya. If you watched my New York vlog video, my first video, which has now exceeded 100 views. And I'm so thankful. Thank you all so much for giving me a chance and just watching my videos, because I know sometimes they can get a little boring. I apologize for that, but I really do enjoy doing this and talking to the videos. But I did get this from that Japanese store, Kinukunaya, and it is one of One Piece's is a Japanese copy, and how they kind of like do it in Japan. It's one of those most in-depth stories I've ever read. It's so beautiful. Every single character you meet in this show, in this story, is somehow significant, and you somehow find out why. There are big moments and super intense mysteries that happen across the board. Luffy, Nami, I can name all of them. Luffy, Nami, Zoro, Sanji, Chopper, Usopp, Brook, Robin, and now Jinbei and Frankie are my favorite. Like, they're just a great cast of people. The powers are ridiculous. They have these things called devil fruits that they eat, and as soon as they eat it, they are able to channel this amazing power. But the devil fruits were made by the devil of the sea. So God of the sea said, if you want to eat this food and you want to attain this power, you will not be able to traverse the sea anymore. So if you fall in water, or if you are around any type of thing that has anything specifically to do with the sea and its water, you are immobilized. It's insane. Like, if you basically, a lot of pirates eat devil fruits, but they can't fall in the water or they'll die. Like, they will become an anchor and literally sink to the bottom and die, and then that fruit will appear again in the world. The reason this manga isn't number 1 is, again, as I said in my last one, because One Piece is in my top anime too, it's not complete. It's just not finished. It's currently the manga is still going on. I forget what chapter. I think it was 1037 is the current chapter, and I'm read up, and it's getting amazing. He's fighting these people that, like, 2 years ago I never thought Luffy would be able to beat, but now I'm like, Luffy might be able to do it, and it just shows that he's capable of so much more because he just decides he's going to do something. Number 3, Rurouni Kenshin. I picked up this manga book when I was in middle school. It is Watsuki is a genius. This story is really, really good. It's a samurai manga, so it's already going to be one of those biased things because I just really love samurai. But the way they do this story is so well done. I actually have the entire copy, but I can't show them all, of course. So I was like, I'm gonna at least just show these ones. The main character, Rurouni Kenshin, is this like legendary, super powerful samurai from the age of war in Japan, where people were killing each other left and right in a fight for political conquest. And he was a good man. He's a good guy. He comes across this girl who she houses her own style of kendo, and she wanted to prove to the world that her sword is the sword that protects and gives life. And he falls in love with her because he just loves that she's so innocent about everything, and he wants to help her prove that dream. Okay. disclaimer. I did not know when I picked these mangas that there was a bit of a controversy behind some of the artists. Not even really a controversy. The writer of Toriko did some really fucked up shit, and yeah. Yeah, you get it. So honestly, I still love the manga. The writer of Toriko and Rurouni Kenshin did some effed up stuff, and I do not condone anything that they have done. Just as much as, like, you know, we love Harry Potter and we love the stories of like people who've done wicked shit, we can still love these stories. We can still love the art that was given to us, because, you know, that was at a different time where they decided they weren't going to be a wicked person. But that doesn't excuse the fact of what they did. So I just want to say that because I don't want people seeing like my favorite mangas and be like, oh my god, that person's terrible, how could you still love their stuff? I'm like, I mean, I didn't know at the time, and honestly, like, I don't know what you want me to do after that, because I still love the art that was given to me. That just no longer can agree with the person. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. Yeah, enjoy the video. Bye. He carries a sword called a sakabato, and it's a sword that won't allow like you to cut people down, but will allow you to beat people down. And he's amazing. He's amazing. Every single thing about this manga is jaw-dropping. The illustration is gorgeous, and I just love the story. I've read this story since I was a kid, so I'm definitely biased, but the story is always engaging and fun. I think I've read this manga at least 6 times by now. Let's go with the number 6. I don't know. It feels up there though. I love this manga so much. I could pick it up right now. I didn't read it for the longest time, and I gave it to my friend to read it, but she's terrible about reading things. My phone is not on the best percentage, so I'm gonna hurry up here. Number 2 is a little bit of a weird one. It's called Zatch Bell. Zatch Bell came on Toonami. I don't know the year. I want to say like 2005. If I will probably put up the actual year here, but I love the show. Zatch Bell is about this guy who's like, he's a high school kid who's like going through life, and he's just bored with life. He's smarter than everyone around him, but he just decides he doesn't want to try because he just doesn't care. And his dad passes away, but with his dad passing, he sends him this doll, this kid who is a doll. And he comes with like this book, and he's like, what the hell is this? What are you? Why are you in my house? And then we learn that the kid has superpowers based on his connection with the main character, the high school kid. And throughout the story, we realize that he's actually been summoned to the world in an effort to complete a tournament for his world, to become the next king of the Momodo. He's a Momodo. The doll kid is something called a Momodo. It's like these little demon kids with superpowers that are only really activated by using spells that they have in their book, which has to be used by their specific handler. So Kyo and Zatch go through all these adventures and meet like these multitude cast of characters that all evolve in their own specific ways. And at the beginning, he's battling people, and he comes across this specific girl who doesn't want to battle. She's a very sweet Momodo. She's like great. She has no reason to battle anyone. But if she uses her spell book, she turns into a demon and she can't control herself. It's like literally her power. It's sad. It's really sad when they have to like burn her book, because the only way to get the Momodos to like be defeated is in a battle, specifically when you're battling one or the other, you have to burn their book. When I realized I could find manga online, I read that one, and honestly, it was so good. 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 The ending is insane. It's a really amazing manga. I loved it. There's nothing about it I don't love. There's nothing about it that I have a problem with. I just have a manga that I've fallen in love more. And that manga right here. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Well, really just Full Metal Alchemist. Brotherhood is more the anime version of it. But This story will always be my favorite. I love this story. I love this manga. I used to buy the book every single time it hit Barnes Noble shelves. It would take a lot for me to not. I would beg my mom to take me to Barnes Noble so I can get this damn book, because that's how much I love this story. It's incredible. There's so many things about it that I love. The illustration is amazing, and it just keeps getting better for some reason, like as the books go on. Until recently, I actually ended up finishing my collection a year ago when we went to New York for New York Comic Con. I finally got the last piece of my collection, and I'm like, yo, this is still one of my favorite freaking books of all time. I can always pick up the series and read it through again because that's how good it is, and I will always love it. I would never have a bad thing to say about Fullmetal Alchemist. It's a good one. I already talked about it a lot in my anime playlist. So if you want to hear me talk about a little bit more about that, you can watch that video. But top number 1. I will never have a bad problem with it. So yeah. But thank you to all my dragons for watching. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for sitting through me just honestly fanboy about some of my favorite animes. I mean mangas. But I will ask, like, what are your favorite mangas? What are your favorite books that Japanese series that you read as a kid? Do you see any that you know about on this one? Because I know a lot of people don't really know about Toriko or Zatch Bell, because Toriko never really made it to mainstream anime like Toonami channels or Funimation, and Zatch Bell ended abruptly, and I think people remember it, but I don't think people like remember it, you know, remember? So yeah, I would love to know some of your favorite mangas out there. Please let me know. Please make sure to hit a like, comment, or subscribe if you like this video. I would appreciate it. It would definitely help me get a little bit better on YouTube and to boost my visibility out there. But yeah, please comment below any manga that you think I should read next, because I'm always looking for something new and different. I am currently reading a couple, but that's all I can say for today. Without further ado, guys, peace.